We'll grab a couple of insect nets.
Well, to give you an idea of what some motivated teachers can do on a day off in the summer, 3 of us showed up and for 3 days did nothing but wheelbarrow big loads of dirt out of here and hide them around the edges where they wouldn't show. It's 4 feet deep on the other end here, and it holds I don't know how many thousands of gallons of water. And our goal was to make it deep enough and big enough that fish could winter in this pond and survive it. It freezes over. The plants that we started, we have to keep them cut back because they thrive. And the frogs and insects, we have ducks fly in. It's a fun little piece of nature right here in the courtyard.
It's like a damsel.
Oh, damselfly nymph? Yeah, and it had the gills at the end of it. Yeah, those were pretty neat, weren't they?
What'd they get?
I don't know. We'll look and see here in a minute. Okay, let's take the leaves out. Oh, you did, right there.
What is it?
Okay, see if you can't get it into one of the cups.
The middle school science curriculum was developed, it was researched, it was written by middle school teachers, middle school science teachers, and the effort was led by Jefferson teachers. They don't work out of a textbook. It's all hands-on. It's modules that they've developed, all aligned with the state goals for learning, the national standards.
And the curriculum comes actually from the teachers. We get a group of 3 or 4 teachers together, and they will sit down and do some summer writing, and this is what they've come up with. And in addition to this tub, we also have a binder that we have of activities.
The tubs meet middle school philosophy in the fact that they are hands-on, engage the kids in what they're learning, and also it meets the kids where they're at. Many of the activities have enrichment components to that if the teachers want to use it. Plus there are also, many of the things are working in groups so that the kids are working together.
Is he almost a frog?
No. No,
No, because he doesn't have his legs. He's just fat.
Oh, I can see his legs. He has little tiny ones.
Okay.
Our science curriculum was pretty much biological science at the 6th grade, earth science at 7th, and 8th grade was chemistry and physics. And we felt that there needed to be more of a blending in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade so the kids got exposure to each of those major areas of science every year. Many of the units are based on things that are happening here in central Illinois so that the kids have a connection to the science that they're looking at. In 8th grade, they look at the groundwater issue. We're a very flat area, so where does the water go, in this area? So they were looking at the groundwater issue.
Whether or not we have plenty of groundwater depends on whether you use this new technology. Okay? So one thing can kind of cause another one. We could say we'd run out of water, but we won't if we use the new technology. So one's the cause and the other's the effect. Okay?
And also, I can think of another example in 8th grade as they look at the prairie. We've got prairie all around us. That's part of Illinois history. So they took the biology that needs to be taught and did it with the theme of the prairie.
Nearly 100% of this county was prairie. This is part of Illinois called the Grand Prairie region, and it was a magnificent tall grass prairie, probably the most impressive prairie region maybe in all of North America. This eastern Illinois, western edge of Indiana.
And they had 3 body parts.
3 body parts. Good job, Matt. Can you see?
Yeah.
Very good.
I've been pleasantly surprised with their reaction to studying the prairie. They genuinely seem to catch on and seem interested. We have them do a variety of different things with prairie. Again, we're looking at food chains, food webs. We're looking at, we even do art-related kind of activities involving the plants, sketching, rubbings of leaves, so we can leave the plants right where they're at. We look at the animals, the plants, the ecology of fire in the prairie and how nutrients are recycled constantly through a prairie ecosystem. It's fertile ground for developing all kinds of science concepts and really going after content and information, not specific, just not science that's specific just to Prairie, but can be applied all over. We grow a bunch of milkweed and plants that butterflies love. That taller stuff in there is butterfly bush, which is just blooming like crazy much of the year, and so we get tons of butterfly larvae in here all over these plants, and then typically some of the teachers will take some of those caterpillars in and they'll go through their metamorphosis right in the classroom.
But really, it was created, I truly believe, and definitely then further developed over the last few years as more of an authentic learning experience for the kids.